Yo, what's up, my mullet Sharp here, bringing you guys another video, and today we're going to be doing Road to Pro, another episode of that. If you guys did not catch the last two, the first one I started talking about how I got into competitive gaming, and then the one after that I talked about how I met Proofy and started teaming with him. Now we're going to get into kind of my first tournaments as a competitive player, how I got into it, how I started playing tournaments, actual online tournaments. And where we left off last time, I was teaming with Sick and Twisted, and we had formed that GB team. And at the time, I was just a really big GB star. We went through that whole phase of doing that, and you know, I joined up with this team called Genocide, which was with AOX Prof and Diesel. And then from that, they wanted to start playing in the PCLs in 2008. And at the time, I was like, yo, fuck this shit. I don't have the money to play this, because you know, I wasn't making any money. I was 14, 15 years old, and I was sitting there like, yo, I'm not paying money to play in this thing where there's no 3 frags, no claymores, and none of that stuff, because and you had to play domination, and all I was an SD star who played claymores and shit like that. So then after that stopped, you know, I played a little bit with them on the S&D team, and I just really didn't have fun with that S&D team. And so me and Corrupt ended up leaving that, going back to our old dudes like Mike Brazil, the Execution, Proofy was here and there, Gil Soto, stuff like that. And we started playing S&D without 3 frags and without claymores. It was pretty much, you know, 3 stuns only. And we started playing S&D like that. So it was pretty much MLG S&D rules. And we got into that, got all the way up to like the point where we were known as literally the best S&D team on the ladder. We would always get like first place, and we would smack every team. The Lackluster Talent was another one of those teams that was really good. We'd go back and forth with them. AOX was really good. We'd go back and forth with them. But we were pretty much known as like the best S&D team on the ladder. I believe Next had a team called Smoked, where he teamed with this guy named Ballistic and Clayster, which we actually ended up picking up those dudes a little bit later. But that's not really a main part of the story. So I got all this S&D shit out of me, and I started playing in PCLs once this guy, RGI Noob, hit me up and was like, yo, he was a hardcore player. He played on the hardcore ladder, and he was like, yo, he's like, you should play in the PCLs. I'll pay for the credits for the whole team. I want it to be me, you, Proofy, and Execution, this other S&D kid we play with. And we're like, all right, fuck it. Let's do it. So we started playing in that PCL 3, I believe, in 2008. It was free for us to play, so fuck it, why not? We didn't really do very well in it. The only thing notable that we really did is we beat Envious in a ladder match, which at the time was fucking cool as shit to us, because Envious and Fear were known as those 2 big teams, you know, and we beat them. And the only reason why we beat them is because in the ladder match, you would either get 2 doms and 1 S&D, or you get 2 S&Ds and 1 domination game. And we got the match when we played Envy. We played them in two S&Ds and 1 domination. It was random, but we got the 2 S&Ds, and we were all S&D stars, so we fucking smacked their shit in S&D. And so they shit on us in Dom. We beat them in the 2 S&Ds, and we won. And I remember Stainville actually like talking shit to us, like, yo, you guys fucking suck. Like, you guys are lucky you got the 2 S&Ds. No. And I was like, yo, I was probably talking shit back and forth with him, but it's just funny, like, to think about it now that me and Stainville were talking shit back and forth to each other over some random ladder match. Back in the day. So we didn't really do much in the playoffs. We might have won like 1 round or something, but other than that, we didn't really do much. But it was just kind of a way to get us into playing competitive, because there was an Old Spice ladder later on GB that we actually played, and I think we got 3rd in that. We actually beat Fear in the tournament. It was Fear it was Moho, Choppy Assassin, Pac-Man, the national champion team. And it was like, this is like right after they won that. So whenever I talk about Pac-Man, he's like, what? He's like, we just won that. He's like, we didn't give a fuck about that thing. So, you know, we were, of course, we were going hard in that shit. And this is when you had to play Sabotage and Dom and Search. And so we were hyped as fuck that we got 3rd in that tournament. We ended up losing the Dominance, which I think they ended up winning the whole tournament. I forget who was on Dominance at the time. No, it was not Nate Shot's Dominance team in MW2. I don't even know what Nate Shot was doing at this time in COD 4, but it was not the Dominance with Nate Shot. So yeah, we ended up losing to those dudes, and they won the whole thing. And I never got fucking paid for that. I was supposed to get $1,500, never got paid for that from GB. I think I still have a ticket open. That's some bullshit. That shit's statute of limitations on that. That's like 7 years in the past. But anyway, so after all that started happening, we, you know, that team kind of split up, and I started playing holiday classics. These things called the holiday classics. My team was me, AOX Lyrics, Proofy, and Gumper. And I met Gumper through Proofy. So Proofy knew Gumper, started fucking with Gumper, started playing with him. Me and Gumper became really good friends, and that was our squad. Proofy actually ended up leaving before the tournament started, and he joined some guy that were, he was pretty much a glorified creddy. He was like paying for everything. He was giving them headsets and all this shit, whatever. And so Proofy ended up joining that team. I forget who was on that team. I don't know. Proofy went and joined it, and we actually ended up playing with my brother in this Holiday Classic. It was Holiday Classic 3, the only one we played in, because we couldn't get credits for the other ones. We were all just S&D kids, and we're like, fuck this, we're not paying for that. But we actually paid for this one. I had to go to my parents and say, we need money. Is there any way you can buy us credits on this website? It's only going to cost, $20 for me and my brother. Can we play in this tournament? They're like, oh, sure, whatever. We'll spot you for this one, whatever. You can see how it goes, because they knew I played all the time. They knew I played Call of Duty literally all the time, and I was like, I want to play a tournament. At first, they thought it was like a scam, and that they were just gonna buy credits and get fucked over, and this guy was gonna take their credit card information. I don't know. My parents, they always think someone's out to scam them. But we ended up playing in this tournament and getting third, and I forget how much money we won, but we got our credits back, and we ended up winning money. So that was my first tournament that I'd actually won money from, and gotten paid and gotten credits, and like could show my parents a fucking check, like, we won a couple $100, and for a 15-year-old, couple $100 winning an online tournament, that's like, oh shit, you're fucking rich. But not really. So at the time, that was the shit, and we got third. So we're like, third place, maybe we're pretty good at this competitive thing. We should start playing domination more. My brother, after that, kind of went off on it and he went and got a job at Kroger's. He didn't give a fuck. Like I said, back in the S&D days, he stopped playing. For that, he came back and started playing for that, and then he kind of just fucked off again and went and did like working at grocery stores and shit like that. And that was pretty much the end of my brother's competitive career right there. That tournament, that was the end of it. I believe we played in the New Year's Bash, and we didn't do very well. And so at this time, all the holiday classics were over. Everyone was just thinking about the new Call of Duty coming out. And it was only January or February, around that time. And everyone was just thinking about the new Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 2 had been announced. And, everyone was hyped the fuck up for Modern Warfare 2, because we all thought that game was going to be the shit, that we were going to have land support from Infinity Ward. Moho and them, said later on when I teamed with them, they actually told me that they were going to get flown out to Infinity Ward to help, develop the game competitively and test it and shit. That never happened. But at the time, we all thought Modern Warfare 2 was going to be bigger than Halo competitively, because we knew everyone played Call of Duty, and we knew they started doing tournaments, and the tournaments, like the LAN tournaments, were small, and we're like, this shit's going to be big. We didn't even know there was going to be another like season of Call of Duty 4, and they announced that they're going to do more PCLs for Call of Duty 4. But before they did that, Modi, if you guys don't know Modi, this is how I met Modi. He just randomly hit us up, and he wanted to play. I think I played S&Ds with him on our S&D team, but he was a competitive player. Like, he was on Head Trauma. They ended up getting third at Nats. He wasn't on the team that got third, but he teamed with those dudes in the ladders, and he was known as like a good player and a good slayer. And he was just he was one of those players that was known as dominant back then. And for some reason, he wanted to fucking team with us for Modern Warfare 2. I guess he knew that we just grinded the game a lot, and I guess he saw potential in us. And we started playing. We formed a team called Vexed, VXD, with Modi, and he just said, like, I want to take this team into MW2. You guys seem like good dudes. You guys seem like grinders. Let's do this shit. And I got my friend Academic. He played World at War at the time, and so Academic came over from World at War to play Call of Duty 4. And so it was our team. We just played, and we played in the PCL 1, and we started grinding like scrims and shit. We played against the Envious squad, that had Fierce, Stainville, Foreplay, and Halifax. And we played against that team, and we would trade maps with them. We do good against them, and I think at the time, I think Foreplay is like one of the first known players that added me to his list. And I was like, oh, yo, shit, I got Foreplay added. This is fucking dope. No. But that team ended up, like, we were a good team. That team, I feel like we could have won something with that team, an online tournament or some shit. But Academic fucked us. He fucked us hard. He went and like wanted to play some World at War tournament, and he ended up getting banned on the ladder because we had someone account recover for him. I forget what the guy's name was. That account recovered. So during the PCL playoffs, Academic's like, yo, I'm playing this World at War thing. I don't really feel like playing Call of Duty 4. Like, all right, whatever. Fuck you, man. Can this guy use your account? He's like, yeah, sure. We let this guy account recover his account, and we ended up getting caught. And I had to talk out of this so bad. The ref was talking to me, and I was like, yo, I don't know what the fuck. I didn't even know that someone was account recovering, to be honest. He just said that he'll be on and he'll join the lobby. I said, he joined our game. He hasn't been talking ever since. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. And the ref believed me. He fucking believed me. And Academic and the guy that account recovered ended up getting banned, and we were all good. We just had to forfeit our match, so we kind of got fucked out of that. And PCL 1 was over. That was the end of that. Academic was done. We had to pick up a new player, and I think we actually ended up getting a Proofy to come over to our team because the team that he was on didn't end up, they ended up placing like shit as well. And Proofy, you know, he knew me, knew Gumper, and Modi talked him into team with us, so we got that squad together, and it was me, Proofy, Modi, and Gumper. And that team, we straight grinded. We were shitting on everyone in scrims, literally shitting on like Fear and shitting on Envious. And I think that's where I'll pick up the story when next episode, because we'll talk about what happened to that team, and we'll talk about Proofy going to Envious. We'll talk about me and Modi going to Fear, how all that happened, and yeah. Kind of like, I wouldn't say me and Proofy had bad blood back then when that shit happened, but you know, we were salty as fuck, and I'll let you guys know why in the next episode. If you guys like this and you guys want to see more, be sure to give this video a like. We'll say 2,000 likes for the next episode. We'll pull some chaos shit. I know chaos is always dropping like goals, so if we get 2,000 likes, I'll upload the next episode. Yeah, subscribe if you're not subscribed. As always, this is your boy Sharp. I'm out. Peace.